welcome to Flamecast. This is Todd Platz.
And this is Matt Spielman.
Yeah, Matt's back. And no one else.
Yeah, amazing reception. I'm glad you're here, Todd.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking, man, we might actually have 4 people this time, but alas, it was not meant to be.
Not in the summer. People have things to do. Most people, not us.
Yeah, I saw some pictures on Facebook of Travis and the new girlfriend. I don't know if, yeah. See, he could have been telling you about this. But I was, we had actually talked about that in the last one I had with him, the last Flamecast. And then he's like, no, delete that stuff out.
Oh, I was going to be like, I don't recall that. Maybe I have to, binge listen to this too.
Heard it. Yeah, so we won't give any names or anything. We'll just say that Travis is no longer flying solo, which is kind of funny because of his TIE fighter pilot outfit and.
Yeah, it's TIE bombers now. I don't know what's no. I guess the TIE fighters have the back thing. At least
the new fighters, anyways.
Yeah. Were they always? There's just some guy back there all the time. What did he do?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing they upgraded.
They don't look any bigger, though.
No, they don't. I don't know.
That was just like food storage or something?
I was going to say they removed some much-needed machinery and
well, there you go.
Jammed another person back there.
Well, computers, in this day and age, is a lot smaller than other computers. So they probably did upgrade. They had like some old trash 80s in the back, was how they're running things.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Now they got at least like an i3. You got that's only twin ion engines. It doesn't have that much power.
Back then they had their Commodore 64 back there and
floppy boot.
Oh boy!
I sense a new fan film. The TIE Fighter Upgrade Garage.
I don't know. Just thinking about doing a fan film now is just exhausting.
Are you getting old? Why would that be?
I must be. I don't know.
Now we can look forward to retiring. Then we're going to get back to the childhood stuff, but we'll have more resources.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Because I'd still like to take one of my scripts and just do an audio version of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, God, by the time I get around to doing this, just based on the subject content of the script, I'm like, it's going to seem like I'm like a dirty old man. I just got a message from Wes. He will not be able to join, which I kind of figured. He went to Wonder Woman.
Like instead of doing a Flamecast, like right now? Or he has been?
He went to Wonder Woman and then totally spaced after he got home.
Yeah. He was hanging up his Gal Gadot poster, and then... Speaking of not thinking in a mature way. Hey, that's right. I know we're going to talk about movies, but we have movie news to talk about this time, too.
Yeah.
A certain redheaded director.
Yeah, that's actually on my list.
Okay.
You must be like... I've got a camera. You must be looking through my camera.
Maybe. I could be. No, Star Wars with everything with the new child, and I did joke that I might cover Paw Patrol for my TV series. I am still up on Star Wars. There are things that cannot be bargained away. And in fact, although he has not seen any yet, he has seen. I have what is that? A 12-inch tall stormtrooper. He does recognize the Star Wars logo from a number of the toys I have in my office.
Uh-huh.
So he is Star Wars aware, even if he hasn't seen it yet.
Well, yeah, let's jump into that news. Um, it was just recently announced last week that the two directors that were working on the Han Solo film ended up getting canned. And oh god, I saw a picture today that it was just funny. They compared the uh, the character of Han Solo in this movie to Jim Carrey from um, shoot, what's the movie? Um, Ace Ventura.
Oh no! I mean, like, there's not a good one. We're like, wow, well, if they had said, I don't know what.
But they've got, yeah, they've got,
Maybe the mask. Then he's at least kind of badass, but still kind of funny.
yeah.
I don't know.
But it's a drawing of Jim Carrey, and he's wearing like Han Solo's outfit, and then he's got this like lemur type creature on his shoulder with a Chewbacca face. It just looks hilarious. But
Oh, Jabba! Can you just imagine him calling out like that? Oh, no.
oh my god, someone should make a fan film on that.
I did. The only thing I read, I only saw a couple articles on it. Was that they were making it more into a comedy than what Kathleen Kennedy wanted. Which I'm like, I
Right.
could see that he'd have some misadventures, but yeah, Jim Carrey might be a little far. That would
Yeah,
break the heartthrob thing. I know Julie would probably be more mad than she would be at The Force Awakens.
I'm thinking, well, what did they do? Take his character and pretend like he was like Lego Han Solo? And
Well, that was, the one article I saw did have to specifically mention this. They're the Lego movie directors, so
I know,
maybe.
yeah. So, but yeah, and so in his
Of course, I don't, if Ron Howard's going to be the director, I don't know how many heartwarming morality lines we need at the end of it either. He's kind of more of a mellow movie maker. I mean, Apollo 13 had good action, I guess, but he didn't make
yeah.
that up.
But I'm thinking, yeah, I'm I'm thinking he'll do a good job.
Yeah,
I
he'll
wouldn't
apply
think that,
himself to it,
yeah,
but
I wouldn't
let's,
think that he wouldn't. So,
let's see, what would it be most like? Let's see, Ron Howard director.
um, oh shoot, what's his name? Uh, oh crap.
Let's see.
Yeah, that I can't think of
Oh,
the
it's
actor.
already up on IMDb. They're so excited those guys are on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Beatles 8 days a week. Okay.
Um, shoot,
Rush.
what's the guy's name that played? No, you may not know this. He was Baylock in the one Star Trek episode, the Corbomite Maneuver. The little kid
Oh
with
my
the
goodness.
oh shoot, I can't think of his name. Ah man. Anyway, someone had asked online, well, is Ron Howard going to include him on the film now too? And it's like I don't know where they come up with these ideas, but
I guess he's got Da Vinci Code. Okay, that's something. That had action, that had motion.
yeah.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's kind of okay. Now it's Jim Carrey again. No wonder.
Oh, geez.
Can't escape the guy.
Oh, boy.
Backdraft. You have to go all the way back to Willow.
Yeah.
All right. He'll do good. I mean, he's a quality guy.
Yeah.
No offense, Mr. Howard.
He'll do good. Um. So, anyways, Wes did, yeah, say that he got back from Wonder Woman. I did go see that opening weekend. Um, I won't give any spoilers out for people that haven't seen it. Matt.
Yep.
But
Got a 2-year-old. I saw 4
yeah.
movies. That's like a record in the last 2 years.
Um, But when you do get a chance, definitely go see that movie because it was good.
Oh yeah, it looks good. I mean, even the previews look like they're good without showing all the good parts there were in the whole movie, like some previews.
Right. I will say I was kind of unsure about Chris Pine being in the movie, but he really pulled it off.
It's not like, what's Kirk doing there? Are they just dressed up? Is he just following the Prime Directive? What?
Yeah. Yep, they went backwards in time, and Spock's hiding out, and Kirk's meeting up with women, of course.
Yeah, of course. Getting in trouble with them, too.
He does get nude.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, but of course you don't see anything because it's... Gosh, what was this one rated? Was it PG-13?
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to that. I need to. I'll need to soon, but I don't yet.
Yeah. I don't really pay attention to ratings anymore either. I mean, when's the last time that you noticed that a movie was like rated G but wasn't animated? It's like I can't think of the last movie
there one?
that was out there.
Not Hunger Games. Kids movie? No. I don't know. Didn't they make a Witch Mountain one though? Didn't they, like with The Rock? Wasn't he in a Witch Mountain one?
Yeah, he was.
Just a while ago. But
I
I don't
know
even
if
think.
that
I
was
think.
rated.
I don't think those were G when even the old ones.
Well, they might have been. I mean, Star Trek: The Motion Picture was rated G.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Race to Witch Mountain 2009. That's PG. I'm gonna see where's the old one? Escape to Witch Mountain. Let's go way back.
That's got to be like
That's G. Yeah, it is G.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I think there's more G-rated movies back then, and
I should see what's in theaters now. That's G. That's all gonna be cartoons. Transformers is not PG-13.
no, I wouldn't think so. I almost saw that this weekend, but Corey had to work.
Cars 3 is G. Of course, it is animated.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is PG-13.
Oh, okay.
So is 47 meters down, which is like people get eaten by sharks. That's only a PG-13 nowadays. Well, the sharks don't espouse any kind of immoral code, so they're just hungry. So it's okay. If the sharks were specifically trying to terrorize the people or otherwise were prejudiced against them, then that might be an R.
Yeah. Heaven forbid if the sharks swear, you know.
If the sharks exhibited drug use or gang violence, then that might be an R.
Yeah. Shark down there doing blow.
That's why they frenzy, man. I mean, blood is their cocaine. It has a reaction in their body chemistry, and it's freak.
But yeah, I won't say too much more about that one just because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But
I know, which makes for a boring topic of it. But I appreciate the gesture, but I don't think that gets you very far.
yeah, well, and it has been like what 2 weeks since it's been out, so I almost have to go back.
No, this is like its fourth week.
Is it
Wonder Woman? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, time's flying.
It's grossed 318 million.
That's it? I was expecting more.
Well, that's domestic. I'm sure it's over $500 million. Yeah, 2nd of June.
Okay, jeez, man.
Or maybe you just think it's the middle of June. It's almost 4th of July, Todd.
Yeah.
I don't know which way is the problem.
Me neither. Oh boy.
That's the other thing that doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter as much anymore.
Yeah.
Time or movie ratings.
Well, we did have the anniversary just the other day of Batman 1989.
Gosh, I can't believe that.
Yeah, and like you were saying, yes, we did go up to Mankato to watch the movie. And I remember, I think, was it... I think before we actually went to the movie, we stopped at... maybe it was Musicland or some other music store up in Mankato. and I bought the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, you were the tin soundtrack or whatever, the special one, special
Well,
edition.
I know I bought that one too, but um, although I didn't have anything back then that could play a CD. So yeah, I bought the cassette tape, and we listened to that maybe on the way home from the movie. But I should almost break it out again and rewatch it. I should have done that earlier today.
Be careful, like they say, never meet your heroes in person. That's all I ever saw. Well, you see Michael Keaton all over the place, all sorts of the late night shows and everything. Then there was everything talking about the bat suit that the neck didn't move.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why do you got to focus on that?
A little tie-in here, but I ended up getting a new car just this
Oh,
past week.
does it shoot flames out the back? Is it jet
Oh,
powered?
that would be cool. It is, well, okay, my previous car was a blue Ford Focus, which is now going down to Shelby and Savannah.
Ah,
And I ended up getting a Focus again, but this time it's black. It's 2016. For people that catch me on Facebook, I've got a picture of the thing on there. But as I was kind of checking it over, I'm like, I think I'm gonna go with a Batman theme for the car. Like get the license plate frame, Batman license plate frame and such. I thought about almost, going through, one of those places where you can get magnets for the side of your car and getting the bat symbol.
I bet that's available somewhere.
Yeah, that was just an idea. I'm not sure, but I do have a Hallmark ornament of the '89 Batmobile, and of course, battery operated. You push a button and it plays the orchestral Batman theme.
Okay.
And I went and threw that in my car yesterday, and Savannah had a play that she's been involved in this weekend, and everyone went to the one last night. And Rachel had gone early to bring Savannah over there, and I was going to bring Shelby, and so we're leaving about 30 minutes before the play, and go and jump in the car, and Shelby's like, "Dad, why do you have a car in there?" And I go and press the button, and it starts playing the music, and she's just like rolling her eyes and starts laughing. And I'm like, "Shelby, you know what?" She's like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm Batman."
Oh, I actually did. Here, how about this for a segue? I actually did teach Alex because we saw a number of the trailers to because I'd say I am Groot, and
Yeah.
he's 2 years old, so he does a pretty good baby Groot.
Oh, cool.
So he does respond to I am Groot with his own kind of baby Groot voice. I am Groot.
Oh my gosh, you need to record some of this stuff.
I do. I have him. I don't know if I have us together. I do have that.
Oh,
Do we need? I need to send that to you. You probably have to clean it up. It's probably got like 6 takes.
I know we did stuff like that with Sean way back when, but never really did too much with the girls. But yeah. Yeah, you're saying there's a segue there, and yeah, one of the movies you'd seen just recently.
Later than most, but it's in the box. It's in the bag.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You stayed for the end credits, of course, didn't you?
Oh yeah, actually, I find it funny because how popular the Marvel movies are, or even other movies. Although I don't get to see too many of those in the theater. People who are really fans, or at least if you're not a big fan, because like everyone knows that they're trying to hook you on the next movie. That's the whole deal. That's why comic books got into movies.
Yeah.
But people either have researched and are kind of counting the number of scenes afterward now because it's not just one, or they're not sure and everybody stands by the exit. And it's like, come on. Like the movie theater is so busy you can't be bothered to just sit for 5 more minutes because you've sat for two
No
and a half
kidding.
hours. People are very much in a hurry to get out of movie theaters. I don't know if there's still that yelling fire in a movie theater. If people have some kind of uh, anxiety about it or what, but people do not like to stick around for credits. Maybe they don't want to know who made the movie. Maybe that would just color their opinion. What? Bill from college made this movie? God, I hate it now. This spoils it. Jimmy? 5th grade Jimmy? He used to pick on me all the time. This movie sucks, Jimmy. Why are people allergic to credits?
I don't know. And like, Corey, he'll complain during the credits. Because he's like...
He complaining about the movie, like he's reviewing it in like an instant review, or he complains about the credits themselves?
About the credits themselves.
Okay.
Because he's like, no wonder movies cost so much. Look at all the freaking people. It's like...
Just take a clue from the fan film. They have 20 people making a movie. That's called a documentary, Corey.
Yeah. I'm like...
That's why you can make those for 20 grand.
Well, yeah, he compares them to movies like from, 40, 50 years ago, and he's like... They didn't have this many people back then. Well, yeah, they didn't have like real special effects back then either, which that's a large chunk of the credits right there.
I will say I lost track of, I don't know how many different special effects companies they had in Guardians, but it was like a dozen I stopped counting. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are in the Disney family. You have ILM, like you can go to the head of the class. What do you need anybody else? Okay. I guess they're spreading the wealth. That's good.
They're multitasking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kills me when he's like complaining about the credits. I'm just like,
well, that's fine. I mean, love you, Corey, but that's Corey.
Yeah,
whatever he sees in front of him, that's what's going to get complained about. If you don't want him to complain, then you should leave the movie before the credits. That's exactly what it is. Now I understand everybody's with a pessimistic person, and they just don't want to hear it. Okay, one plausible reason to leave the movie before the credits are done or start.
Yeah.
Fine.
Rachel's all ready to jump up and leave early too, and I'm like, no, there could be stuff.
There is going to be stuff, which is how they get you to buy it the next time.
Yeah. Well, like you said, with Marvel, you're going to get stuff at the end during the credits. But
actually, I'll say one that isn't even that. So my dad is notorious. Like I don't know if my dad has ever seen the fourth quarter of a basketball game, or certainly not the whole fourth quarter. He leaves. he leaves. Even actually, he'll stay for University of Minnesota Gophers basketball. Anything else, whether the game is close or the game is far, he'll want to leave, and then we'll turn it on the radio while we're driving because he is definitely allergic to traffic. But we saw Django Unchained in the theater together. And it so happens that what they used in the end credits was the theme song to one of his favorite movies, and it is a ridiculous cowboy movie, but it's a family tradition, is They Call Me Trinity.
Oh.
And so that was part of the Spaghetti Westerns, the whole production company that Quentin was giving a bow to in Django. That was one of them. And so it's more of a comedy. It's slapstick. But Cowboys, it was toward the end of the Spaghetti Western time. So it didn't have any part in the Django storyline, but they used the theme afterwards. So my dad actually did stay for credits one time because we enjoyed the theme song at the end, and nobody else stayed.
Huh.
Like, whatever, never heard of this movie. Barbarians.
Yeah, that reminds me, when you were saying he would leave early for games and stuff. Yeah. Back when I was in high school, maybe first couple of years of college, and my dad had the season tickets for the Vikings games, and we'd go, and it would be like maybe middle of fourth quarter, and he'd be like, "Okay, let's go." It's like, no,
he doesn't want to see the choke.
The game's not done. He's like, Yeah, I already know they're going to lose, so let's go.
It's a foregone conclusion. I will say my dad also stayed for the finish of the Indy 500. We went to we went to several races for a while. We went to the Indy 500 and we managed to tell him, no, this is one you should stay for.
Yeah, I think there was one time where maybe he had regretted leaving early because I think they mounted a comeback, but yeah, he wasn't. He wanted to get on the road and try to beat the traffic. It's like
it's a dad thing.
Yeah.
See, I'm more the type of dad that's like, we're just going to hang around even later. And like my uncle, I have two uncles that can spot sports stars of 30 years ago out of a crowd of thousands without binoculars.
Jeez.
And so they have a ball, and they really don't watch the action on the field either. They occasionally do, but they're really more about stargazing and going to meet people.
Hmm.
They can stay as long as they want. They're fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah. The last few Vikings games I had gone to, I haven't gone in at least a couple of years now, but yeah, I'd have my binoculars and I'd be checking out the box seats, see if I could spot Prince.
Just looking for one. Come on, just one.
Yeah, never
Not at
did
all.
see him. But,
Did he go to Vikings games? Was that a known thing?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Because I'd seen a few games where the TV cameras had spotted him, and they, they showed him on TV. But yeah, I never spotted him through the binoculars. Yeah, it's kind of a tie-in to. Well, we've got some TV shows to discuss too, and the show that I'm like binge watching right now. It's kind of funny because there is an episode where the dad does just that. He wants to leave before the game is over so he can avoid traffic. And I'm talking about the Goldbergs. I'm finally getting around to watching the Goldbergs. So. And I can't remember who was it. Was it you that told me to start watching it?
No, I don't think so. I'm aware of it, but I don't hold it in high enough regard to recommend it. Not that it's bad, but it's just not in the top 50. All time, not like of this season or anything. It's just I got plenty to binge in front of it.
Okay. Yeah, well, it was either you, Travis, or Wes, because I haven't had anyone else on. So
the teasers are funny. The commercials for it. I must watch something around it because I see commercials for it a lot.
I rarely see commercials now because I don't have cable or satellite. Like,
ooh, cord cutter.
Yeah, cord cutter. I'm just streaming everything. So I'm watching it through Hulu. So, but
they don't have commercials. Is that pay Hulu?
Well, I do get commercials, but not for other shows.
Oh,
they're more your products and stuff like that. So
they wouldn't pay to put themselves on themselves.
Although I was surprised because I was watching the Goldbergs just the other night, and they actually had, which is an ABC show, they had a commercial on there for another show, and they were promoting the late night show, or the Tonight Show, which is over on NBC. I'm like, how does this work?
Well, Hulu's
I suppose. I'm like, yeah, because it's on Hulu, they can get away with it. But
yeah,
like,
well,
weird.
the Tonight Show is good.
It just kind of threw me off. I'm just like, But it's kind of funny. The girls have kind of gotten into it too, watching that show. And
is that what life was like back then, Dad? Is that like it wouldn't be that 70s show for us because I guess we were there when we were little. What would it be like? Leave It to Beaver. It's like Leave It to Beaver for them.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
No, it wasn't really like that, was it? Oh, yes, it was.
Oh, but yeah, some of the things they do in that show, it's like,
Brady Bunch. Like, that's what it was. It's their Brady Bunch.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, in the sense that it's not so mild, right? It's a little bit ridiculous.
A little bit. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I think both Shelby and I see it, but the mother in the Goldbergs acts a lot like Rachel.
And this is not something you want to point out to Rachel, or she would.
I think we have already.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just funny because I mean, just some of the things that she says, or how she doesn't get too overbearing, but like the mother in the TV show does. But I mean, it gets close. But it's kind of funny. Um, and the dad is nothing like me.
I don't know. You did call it binge watching. That might match his position in the recliner. That seems like he could be binge watching. It's just not. It'd be anachronistic if he was. It just doesn't match the time.
Yeah.
But that's putting in the VCR tape. I did see part of one episode. They were all struggling about a VCR programming the VCR or something.
Yeah. There was a one time where the kids were messing with him, and they're like, "Yeah, it's voice controlled," and they're like, "Turn the channel to the Sixers game," and then one of the other kids has got a remote hidden behind his back and changing the channel. And he's like, "Hey, let me try that." And he tries doing it, and nothing happens, and he's swearing and everything. Like, oh, that'd be something that we'd be trying to pull on my dad. I can see
Yeah.
that.
I remember the first VCR we had, and gosh, I kept that thing forever because it didn't have any kind of acknowledgement of copywriting. It had a wired remote.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you couldn't get away with that. It'd be like, "What's this wire going right behind you?" But then they made living rooms bigger, so then you had to get wireless.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. It's only Twitter.
Like it's in distress, or what? Why is it signaling you? Or it's Trump. No, it's Trump's early morning, not late night.
That was a Kelvin and Hobbes tweet.
That's weird.
Yeah. But, yeah, we didn't even actually own a VCR until I think after I left home.
No, that's incorrect. Because you used to record your Nintendo play so you could go back and watch it.
But technically, that VCR was not ours.
Oh, trick question. Okay.
Yeah, my dad would. They had one at Hodgman's, at where he worked, and being he was so high up, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take it home for a little while and bring it back later." And yeah, he'd bring it home, and we'd record shows and stuff. And I think eventually he just kind of kept it, but
I was gonna say I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what time after you've done that where it's like, oh, didn't you record that? No, we don't have it today. No, I don't recall a time like that.
yeah, I remember there were times that we did have to give it up because someone else wanted to use it,
Uh,
another guy in the company. And then when we wanted to use it again, it's like, oh, we had to go over to his place and get it. And then the thing was like in two parts. So
what?
one part had the TV control buttons and all that stuff on it, and the input output. The other part was the actual part that you put the tape into. And they were both like, I would say maybe 12 inches by 12 inches, maybe 5 inches tall. So they kind of match. You could set one on top of the other, and it was like a VCR cube. But, yeah, and then it did have a camera with it as well. But the camera is so like heavy and awkward that, well, we used it to record. I know Scott's wedding, my brother Scott, my sister Shelley, her wedding. Actually, it's kind of funny. When I was recording, they had me record her wedding, and we had the camera up on a tripod. And what was it? They moved out of position, so I had to like tilt the camera like up or down. I can't remember. It must have been going down. And so I loosened up the bolt. They kept it from, going back and forth like that. And I loosened it up too much, and the thing went and flopped forward. And I almost lost the whole thing, tripod and all. And
Oh,
I managed to catch it, but yeah. So if anyone ever sees that wedding tape, that's the highlight of the reel. Is the camera almost going boom and over into the ground. You only get one take with those.
yep.
But yeah, that thing was just awkward. My dad actually kept that camera. Yet the other parts of the VCR are like long gone. So it's like this thing doesn't connect to anything anymore because it's got a special plug-in for it and stuff. So I thought about throwing it up on eBay or something like that and seeing if it would sell. And I'm like, after checking out other people that had the same camera on eBay, they weren't getting hardly anything for it. So I'm like, I'll just give it to Salvation Army or Goodwill or something. So that's what I did, and it's not there anymore, so someone must have had use for it. But anyways, where were we going with this?
You were talking about your TV show. Well, let me ask you
about
something though. Let me segue from the last podcast.
Okay.
So I assume that wasn't you who won the Doctor Who Omaze contest.
No, it was not.
How much did you put into it?
I had every intention on putting something in there, and I didn't do it.
I did $10 for Doctor Who. It's like I could go to London. I could see those guys. I mean, it wasn't Tom Baker there, but okay.
I did put some in for the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They haven't announced that one yet, have they? Or did
Not that
they?
I saw.
Okay. So there's hope. Maybe one of us will.
Which one is that? Is that? I mean, it can't be into The Last Jedi now. Is that's for the Han Solo movie? So you got months now for the Han Solo movie. I mean, they got to start over.
No, Last Jedi is coming out in December.
No. But I'm saying that's what the contest is for. Is to go into the Han Solo movie. No, wait.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you could go to the premiere of The Last Jedi and you'll visit the set of the Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Wow, see, you can meet Ron Howard. Now, maybe there'll be more people going in.
Hey,
oh, no, all entries are in. No, all entries are in.
Yeah, you'd think they would announce that soon then if basically all they need to do is film a little bit, do some reshoots, and they're done.
Do you think they told Ron that? Oh, by the way, Ron, you're going to have to host a fan pretty soon.
Oh, he'd probably like that.
I assume they're taking a hiatus. If they had script issues and tone issues, they're going to have to take a hiatus and figure out what they're doing. Right? I want to burn a whole set unless one of the stars isn't available for some reason. They're not going to want to burn set time on rewrites.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I'll have to keep an eye on if they announce something for a winner there. Yes, what have you been watching, Matt?
Well, I already said Paw Patrol. But to avoid any spoilers, I'm not going to go in depth in Paw Patrol at all. But if you're in the toddler set, that's definitely, and toddler boys in particular, because if you didn't guess, Paw Patrol is about a bunch of dogs. So dogs and boys are really good. So he likes that.
You know what that reminds me of?
Hmm,
There was this video for this song like way back in the 80s. Remember Dog Police?
no.
Oh my God, you got to
Dog
look that up
police.
because you listen to that song, it's going to be stuck in your head for weeks.
Why would I want that? It doesn't sound fun at all.
But it's freaking hilarious.
Well,
Oh,
it's up on YouTube, so who
yep.
would have thought?
Yeah, you'll have to check that out. I'm going to post a link so everyone can be like annoyed with it as much as I have.
Why not? Or you could send it to other people and say this is the latest Trump tweet, or Trump is out now. Here's the news story, and then they play dog police, and then you can't get it out of your head. You gotta like do a switcheroo on them. No, let's see. So I'll say our live viewing time or inline viewing time is largely devoted to The Prophet, which is more me, but the family does like that with Marcus Lemonis on CNBC.
Okay.
Because I just bought a bunch of stock of Camping World.
Hmm.
Very good stock, very very misunderstood stock because it has a very complex ownership structure. It's a holding company,
Huh.
but that's the money. That's the money podcast, not this podcast. And believe it or not, American Ninja Warrior we all enjoy too. Me, my wife, and my son. So those are things we enjoy together. The things that we have to watch when the son is in bed are things that don't get watched very often. But I'm Well, like I said before, so I'm two-thirds of the way through season 8 of Doctor Who, but that would be too easy to talk about here. Everybody can talk about that. I'm halfway through season 2 of The Blacklist, which I'm enjoying very well. So
Hmm.
that's an interesting show with a lot of twists and turns and hidden background in a very smug character, and you wouldn't think that this guy was the voice of Ultron, but you could see
Oh yeah.
it's a lot of yeah, I don't know how they did it on a robot, but a lot of smugness exuding from this guy who knows more than the government, who is quote unquote taken prisoner. Basically walks in, and they're happy to capture him, and then kind of manipulates the government to his own ends. So James Spader fans, he is all over that one. Very interesting, but you have to watch it in groups because the last time I watched them was the last time I had a big trip. That was March. And so I can't dribble them through, or you're going to end up having to rewind and watch 5 episodes to catch up. So I only watch them when I can get to major plot points, either season finales or mid-season cliffhangers. It's a nice thing about more recent TV is they want more cliffhangers. So that gives you don't have to go through a whole season. You can do half seasons. It's
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of them kind of break things up like right around Christmas, and so you might get, you know, well, like I don't know if you'd been watching Gotham at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say so. Gotham is one too. God, why didn't I think of Gotham? Gotham is one too. That's where I said those are things that we have to wait for the boy to go to sleep to watch. That is the one I will
Yep.
stay up to watch, and then my performance at work degrades by that much. But yes, current on Gotham.
Yeah. I mean, they took such a long time in between first and second half of their season this time, where it was like, it's not coming back yet. Come on. It's like,
Yeah, it used to be like, well, they'd work and work, and then they needed to take a break, and then they go off. Now it's more managing the calendar, managing the ratings calendar, than managing people's time.
yeah. Speaking of Gotham, though, the finale for this season,
Hmm.
it, the way they left things off, I'm like,
Do you need to say that
if,
there's spoilers coming? Because we'd said that before that there weren't. There are now, I sense.
nah, not really.
Okay.
I, I'm just gonna say that if the show ended up getting canceled right now, the last episode probably could stand on its own
You,
because
you
they
wonder
kind
if
of
they.
they
Do
kind
you
of
think they did that? Do they know? Do they know that they're renewed?
I think they are, but by chance if they aren't, I'm like,
No, they
that
are.
that
They're
could be
renewed for season 4.
okay. It could have been a series finale. But
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the point, and again, because otherwise you're going to have to start calling it Batman now.
yeah,
Now Gotham. It was an interesting idea to talk about all the characters around Batman kind of before he was there. Although I think, and minor spoiler, but Todd gave it away if he said that it's the end of it. The end of it is like when Batman's ready. I still think Bruce is pretty young to be like starting to kick ass. He's still pretty gangly.
yeah.
Like
He's still
that whole off with Ra's al Ghul and all that was supposed to be like years, and then he comes back a man, but he's still kind of a boy.
right. So I am guessing what they're gonna do is, we've seen Roz now. I was expecting to see a little bit more of him, other than maybe 5 minutes in the last episode, but because they made a big deal about Alexander Siddig's going to be playing him, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then I kept waiting and waiting, and he wasn't showing up, and yeah, he finally shows up in the last episode.
Kind of like Mark Hamill's in The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Well, at least Alexander had some lines to say. But,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's as far as I'll go with spoilers. He's going to show up. Because eventually what happens is, Bruce gets trained basically by Ra's al Ghul. And
Yeah, I think that's not unique. I mean, that was in the whole Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, that's pretty close to canon. He was going to be the tool for the destruction of Gotham instead of saving Gotham.
yeah. And I mean, for people that saw Batman Begins, that's kind of like where you see some of that happening a little bit. But
Yeah, that's very close to that.
yeah. So, I mean, it could be kind of a rehash of some of that, but I mean, being it's a TV show, they'll go more in depth and spread it out. And
Yeah, I did think. I wonder what they'll do with Court of Owls, because they really turn those up to be chumps. Like as spooky as they are, and they're supposed to have been around for 100 years, and then they meet the wrong guy and they're done. Wow.
yeah,
And then they had and I thought that was really cool. The whole Crystal Owl showing a map thing. I'm like, gosh, I don't remember seeing that anywhere before. And then it breaks, and like, oh crap, what are you gonna do now? You have to. Then like, oh, that's okay. They'll take it to Wayne Corp and they'll model it in a supercomputer and like rebuild it. No, we have another. The super secret thing that they had to go through and walk the tightrope to get blah 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 blah. No, they had another. Oh,
yeah,
well, good thing you had a backup. That does show responsibility. They had a backup, but still, when you have a crystalline statue that holds your greatest secret, you think that having more of them wouldn't actually be useful. So that seemed hurried for as long as it took to like reveal them, and they were the background people, but then they're not the background people; they're middlemen. They got whacked pretty quick.
yeah,
Like maybe they're in a hurry to get to something.
yeah.
They have this one. So this is Entertainment Weekly says they only had a 1.6 rating among adults 18 to 49. So it was 4.6 million viewers, which they're saying weren't huge, but was ahead of Scream Queens, APB, and The Exorcist. So the renewal came late, but it was there. So maybe they're having to pick up the pace to get back in the range, or maybe, like you said, they shouldn't leave 8 months between season fragments.
Yeah, might not.
Maybe that's the
months,
problem.
But yeah, yeah. I'm thinking they left too much time in between there. But yeah. Well, speaking of Batman, we did have a loss just not too long ago. Our original Batman, Adam West, passed away. But he was, what was he, like 89?
Yeah,
He was up
He
there.
had a good long life.
Yeah. And
Well, he outlasted Batgirl by 2 years.
yeah. Yeah.
Yvonne. How old is Burt Ward then? Doesn't that be weird? Like you're remembered for playing an adolescent, but now you're 80. That just sets you up to be like a dirty old man.
Yeah, he's got to be around there somewhere.
He was. I don't think he was like that much younger. What is he? Born in 1945, age 71.
Okay. Well, there was some age span between the two then. But yeah, if you want to hear something really depressing, there's one of Kevin Smith's podcasts that I listen to, Hollywood Babylon. 2 weeks ago, they did one of their podcasts, and they have a segment during the podcast called Hollywood Stiffs, and they basically run through like famous people in showbiz that have passed away, and kind of say some things and show a clip of stuff they've done. Well, Kevin's partner, Ralph Garman, was a personal friend of Adam West.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, they go on for like 15 minutes or so talking about him. And,
But it is called Babylon, right?
yeah. But they recorded it the same, or the day after he passed away, I believe. And because they were saying, we might not have actually gone through with this, but we think we can do it, so we didn't want to disappoint the fans, kind of thing. But yeah, when they start talking about him, gosh, Ralph goes and cracks, just starts crying and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh. So it's really depressing. And then as soon as the segment is over, then they go back into jokes and stuff like it didn't happen. It's kind of weird. But yeah. Anyway, so it's kind of yeah. Can you name any other role that he's done where you haven't thought of Batman first? See, I mean, yeah, he's done stuff like on, was it Family Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Family
Mayor.
Guy he did. Um, but
I think that's the
otherwise,
thing, though.
not
He's
really.
basically playing himself, right? That's the way to get around that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the character. You mean Batman plays that guy? Wow.
But yeah, just he seemed to love the part and stuck with it even long after the show quit on him. And
I read. I don't know when he is something by Adam. I don't know if it was an excerpt of his book or some survey, but he said that it was something he came to grips with. He really didn't like it because of how much it did impact his. It almost reminds me kind of Bill Shatner, right? It impacted,
yeah,
and he kind of was mad, and then he just said, "Well, roll with it and let the fans and the money come along."
yeah, yeah, that's basically what Shatner did too. Of course, Shatner's gone on to other things, but yeah, initially you think of him as Kirk, but I think Shatner is almost a bigger presence himself than Kirk is.
Yeah, it's like he plays himself wherever he needs to.
Yeah.
That's almost kind of like Sean Connery's shtick, right? It's like wherever it is, like you should have this accent. No,
uh,
he's just gonna be him.
I'll take the rapist for 100. Uh, uh, yeah, so, and then speaking of Star Trek Discovery actually has a premiere date now. I don't know if you heard that or not.
No, I
Yeah,
just heard fall.
September 24th.
Okay.
And it's only a year late.
Well, they're discovering. I mean, this doesn't happen on a timetable. You don't know when you're gonna run into something.
And I had seen something written by Alec Peters that is the guy behind the Axanar, Star Trek Axanar stuff.
Hmm.
He wrote something and he's like, I'm excited for it and everything, but basically saying, don't try to tell us that this is set in the Prime universe because obviously it's not. Because you don't have the look of the original Star Trek at all. I mean, I saw the Klingons and I'm like, what kind of crap is this?
It's
'Cause
not even the
those,
Southern Hemisphere Klingons.
no, these are like alien Klingons. Different than, more alien than what they are for being alien. Yeah, it was really disappointing to see that, but I, I'll probably watch it, give it a shot, see how it goes. But I mean, the rest of the trailer that they put out for it, I don't know if you've seen the trailer.
I've seen a trailer. I don't know how recent I've seen one.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little while ago, maybe a month ago.
Okay, yeah, I think I have that.
Yeah, I think the rest of it looked interesting, intriguing, but god damn it, Klingons.
I can't suspend my disbelief. Those aren't really Klingons.
I know it's like, yeah, if they look like anything, they look like the Klingons from the rebooted Star Trek. So if you have that in your head and you're fine with it, I guess that's the way to go.
If you're that poor a fan, then that's okay.
Just don't think that it's anything tied into the original series because it's just going to be disappointing then. But yeah, did you see the trailer for the Orville?
The Orville? No?
Oh, you got to check this out because oh shoot, what's his name? Uh, where's Google when you need it? As you hear me typing away, Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, it looks like he's all over it.
Yeah, this is like his show that he created, and he's starring in it as well. But
Okay.
it looks kind of like if they did Galaxy Quest as a show, because I mean, with him, it's going to be humorous.
It's a dramedy series,
Yeah,
says Den
dramedy.
of Geek. Okay.
But yeah, that's going to start this fall as well. And I'm almost more interested to watch the Orville than I am Discovery.
Whoa.
Because
The master of mockery, Seth MacFarlane, takes on Star Trek.
yeah, I'm thinking this one's going to be good. It's going to be on Fox, which is probably
Wow.
where it belongs. But yeah, there's a trailer out there that's what, almost
Can't
three
believe it's
minutes.
actually on broadcast. Okay.
Yeah,
Ed Mercer, the bitter skipper in the Planetary Union. Captain Ed Mercer. Oh, stuck with his ex-wife as his first officer.
yeah,
Okay, so that's kind of Jean-Luc and Bev, kinda
yeah, kind of,
history. They have history.
yeah. So yeah, that's something to look forward to in the fall. Um,
Star of David E. Kelly's next Wonder Woman television pilot. Hmm.
hmm, that's something I hadn't heard about.
Yeah, I wonder if you can find that.
Yeah. Um, let's see here.
Oh yeah, Shonda Rhimes is doing it now. She'll do it good.
Okay.
Oh, see 2011. TVtropes.org. Never aired pilot. Oh, I guess you won't see that.
Oh, that one.
Yep, it's that one.
I've only heard about it. I'm like, I have no inkling to watch that thing.
Fine. Mark Jackson plays Isaac, a pretentious android from a society of machines who believes that biological life forms are inferior. Oh! so they brought Ultron on as their science officer. You don't have to have Kirk order shoot to kill. You just send the science officer every time, and what? They died again. How did that happen?
Yeah, that should be a good one. Well, you know what we should do now?
What?
We should probably do the fan film of the month.
Okay, great. I have not seen any, so I'll rely on your judgment.
Well, this one... Okay, the original I hadn't seen, but they did a remastered version of this one. And I can't remember how I came across it, but it's basically a Star Wars fan film that has been done in anime form. And the way they improved on the original, it's you got the same visual, the whole thing. However, the music, someone went and took music from Rogue One and a couple other places and shoved that into the fan film in place of the music that the guy had in there originally.
Okay.
And the guy was like, yeah, go ahead, that's fine. Upgrade it. That's cool. So, which is kind of neat that he allowed that to happen. But yeah, you go and watch it, and it's like pretty amazing. It's called TIE Fighter, and if you're looking for it on YouTube, there is TIE Fighter short film. That's the original one. And then the one that they redid it is TIE Fighter Remastered Star Wars anime short film. Yeah, you want to check that out. 7 minutes, 10 seconds long. But all anime, just amazing. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll have a link on there for that. So check that out. And before we get to anything else, we should have our Kenner Star Wars commercial.
I'm after the Death Star plans.
Kenner's Star Wars large-size action figures sold separately with movable arms and legs. C-3PO, R2-D2, Han Solo and the Stormtrooper.
You'll never find the plan, Stormtrooper.
You can push R2-D2's secret button to open his hidden compartment.
Plans are safe and the Stormtrooper's gone. Thanks, Han. I didn't get this medal for nothing.
Large-size Stormtrooper, R2-D2, C-3PO, Han Solo, each sold separately from Kenner.
And we're back. That was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good. I was worried you were going to have me do it, and I didn't have my lines memorized.
Speaking of Star Wars, I don't think we've talked about it on any of the Flamecasts, but yeah, they are coming out with a Battlefront 2, which...
Is it good enough you're going to buy it? And play with your friends?
I'll have to see how they set it up this time, because it was one of the things I had a problem with was, okay, you go and charge like $60-$70 for the game, and then you got to buy the yearly pass to get the little upgrades they have, and so you're paying the game like 3 times over.
Well, yeah, for them to run, but on the other hand, they run a bunch of servers, right? It's not like sponsored servers or something. You gotta have a place to play. Well, you have to buy a Battlefront this year, Todd. You can buy one or two. We don't care. We'll have it. Maybe enough people will leave for Battlefront 2 that then Battlefront 1 will be okay because there won't be people that have maxed out everything.
That's true. So how much is Battlefront 1 right now?
It was on sale a couple weeks ago on Steam.
Like down to like $20 or so?
Yeah, on sale it is. You could set up a watch for it and let it trigger that.
Yeah, I had seen, it was a few months ago now, I had seen it on sale. And I'm like, I'm tempted. And then it was right at about that time that they announced Battlefront 2. And then I'm like, ugh.
Well, of course that's why it would go on sale. Why is that a mystery?
Yeah, but I mean, they had sales with it prior to that. But I didn't bite at those either. And then, yeah,
Oh, yeah, I guess it would have to be on Origin, not Steam. Maybe it is on Steam. I don't know. This would be an Electronic Arts thing. Anyway, I saw it recently. It was on sale.
Yeah, it's probably on Origin.
I finally fired that back up because I wanted to play Battlefield 4 for that same reason. Actually, it's funny. Everyone that was left is pretty much... Well, there are some people, but a lot of people in Brazil are playing Battlefront 4.
Really?
I skip or Battlefield 4. I skipped Battlefield 1. But the World War II one coming up sounds interesting. That's how they all started.
Well, I mean, technically, Battlefront 2 is Battlefront 4.
But that's not what it's named. These are named that. That's like Battlefield 1 is not Battlefield 1. It's World War 1 in Battlefield.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that. Just go and start over with the Battlefront names. Star Wars Battlefront. No, not the 2000-something version. It's the 2015 or whatever it was.
Battlefront now. Yeah, Battlefront 2 Elite version is $80 to start with.
Oh, my God. Christ, man.
What? Now remember, though, I mean, it is... Well, see, and it can go as low as $59.99. Remember, it isn't what you remember as a kid, right? Prices have gone up since then. Yeah. Is this the basic game? $19.99. Right now. No, Ultimate Upgrade Pack. Yeah, no, that's not it. That's an upgrade pack. I own it, so they make it hard to see how much it is if you already own it. Which is funny. They don't want you to buy it again. Oh, here, Deluxe Edition, $39.99. Really? Anyway, get one.
Well, I'll put it on the list.
And you do get to fly spaceships. You didn't get to do that with the old ones.
Origin requires an update. Obviously, I haven't logged in a while. Yeah, I would have some money going to that. However, in my last visit to Costco, I always check out the DVD Blu-ray section.
Okay.
And because, what was it, a few months ago, they had a few Doctor Who DVDs there. And for people who haven't seen my ultimate collection of Doctor Who DVDs, I've got quite a few. Although I don't have them all, so I'm still looking for some. But they had some Doctor Who DVDs there, like the classic version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like in how big a set?
No, they weren't sets. It was just, the...
No, but like the episodes, right? Sometimes they call, what we'd say would be episodes, a whole series, right? Because they did them in half-hour things.
Yeah, they do them in like stories of, usually it's like,
so like they've always
anywhere from 2 to 4 shows maybe on a...
Yeah. So like they've always packaged them for years and years. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they had a couple there that I didn't have, so I went and picked those up way back when. So ever since then, I kind of checked to see, oh, did they have anything else? Well, this last time I went, they had from the more recent series 2, 3, actually 1, 2, 3, and 4, all for $20 a piece.
Oh, nice.
And I already had series 1, so I had to pick up series 2, 3, and 4.
How much is it on Amazon? Is that big? I think they're like $22 on Amazon.
And last time I had checked, it's been a little while now, maybe a year since I looked, but they were still up like, anywhere from $50 to $90, I think.
Oh, season 9's on Prime. I gotta get that. They're all on Prime, so let's see, you can watch them free. Season 10 is $30.99 for season 10. 'Cause that's not on Prime yet.
Yeah, we'll talk after. I can hook you up.
Oh, that's fine. I love because Netflix now, actually even Amazon, although you have to add the Amazon App Store to your tablet, but they'll let you download offline Prime episodes. But I used a program called Play On before then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got Play On that I use.
Just for my own personal use.
Yep. Play On, I think. Yeah, that one I use for just myself. So.
Now, have you seen? Actually, I just saw. Here's the thing. So there's a very active modding community for Fallout 4, which had kind of died. It only had a couple expansions and then a couple kind of toolkits as expansions. Very small expansion group, but now after E3, Bethesda looks like they want to do some paid mods. But there's a great group that does sim settlements, so you can start settlements and they grow on their own instead of you having to micromanage it. But I got back interested in it because that's kind of an interesting mechanic to have the world live, and I stumbled across Fallout Who, which is Doctor Who remakes, and there's actually for Fallout New Vegas and now Fallout 4. Those and the Fallout 4 one is it just has a very basic thing, but they even have like the TARDIS controls all named, like you have to set them and everything.
Oh boy.
They look very interesting. And you don't have to, it's not like Fallout at all. You don't have to participate in the main line, at least the other one. They have a whole storyline and everything on there, but yeah, basically an amnesiac Time Lord, right? The whole pocket watch thing. You awake yourself and have to figure out how the frack the TARDIS works. Very, very interesting start to a game. If anyone else has put aside Fallout 4 and likes Doctor Who too.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
I think that's still more than $20 though, Don. You can get it in VR though. Actually, it's coming this fall. That was the big announcement. Is both Skyrim and Fallout 4 are, I think Skyrim is, but I know Fallout 4 is coming with a VR edition.
Hey, you know what? Battlefront, the Ultimate Edition, I can try the full game for free for 4 hours.
Well, there you go. That's that last one podcast. Watch newbie Todd try and take the beginner weapon into an expert game. Choo-choo!
Yeah, they would have to set me away like in a special little corner of the map so I could practice.
Well, you can do private things, but if that counts in your 4 hours, that wouldn't be very useful. But you can do private matches.
Ultimate Edition, $40. That's probably about as good as we're gonna get on that, I would think.
I was just wondering I wonder if they were doing a sale on May the 4th. But you set it for September, right?
Yeah, when was
when
that?
the next toys will come out. Maybe they'll do something along those lines.
Standard edition. $29.99. It's only $10 more. You can get the Ultimate Edition. That seems kind of weird.
But they want your $10. They've already paid for everything. It's just
Well, then the Deluxe Edition is the same as the Ultimate Edition as far as price.
yeah. So that's your first test.
Weird.
Yeah, PC edition, standard edition is $15 on Amazon, $14.97.
Hmm.
There you go. Season pass is $50. It's only $30 on the PlayStation 4 for some reason, but then again, I'm sure PlayStation 4 is going to be the PlayStation 4 is $12. $12 for the game, $30 for the pass. You can buy them one at a time too. You don't have to get every one, but whatever.
Yeah.
Just get the basic one. Then you know anyone who's cheap enough to have the basic one isn't so dedicated to the game. They're also not going to have all the weapons maxed out. See?
Well, if I go in, we should get some others going in too.
I'm in already. We're all there already. How many do you think don't have it?
Well, okay, does Travis have it?
I would think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if he would have been here, we could ask him.
Well, he's not here, so I
Travis.
choose to assume that he does. I mean, he's done other Star Wars games before, so even if he has to cut back because he has someone in his life, then I think Star Wars games would be the ones that would hang out.
If I actually like it, I could probably get Sean talked into buying it.
You gonna mooch off your son? Oh no!
No. I'm saying.
Oh, other
no.
people too.
Yeah. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know why my mind went there, Todd. You're not. There's no history of that. You can pull him away from Lord of the Rings Online. Are there any expansions for that? Is that done? You're already at Mordor?
No, Mordor's coming up next. Actually, they've got a test server out there that they just released Mordor on it last week. So, but then after that, where do you go?
Where do you go? Prequel time.
It's like, well, they only have rights to Lord of the Rings stuff, so I don't know if.
It's a prequel, and there's a festival at Hobbiton, and you have to gather the wheat. We need to make the beer.
Well, I mean, I suppose they could open up the part of the map where they've got the Grey Havens and, Gandalf and the elves.
Well, you said they only have Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they go and sail off to.
Is it Lord of the Rings the movie, or do they have Tom Bombadil?
Oh, they've got Tom.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's based more off the books than it is the movies. So, but of course, there's going to be some crossover stuff. You totally recognize it. So it's like, oh yeah, I remember that from the movie, but I remember that from the book and it wasn't in the movie. And
Lord of the Rings Prime.
Yeah. Anyways, I suppose we should call this a Flamecast.
Yeah. It's night time.
Yeah. So, all right. That is Flamecast for this month. So, I'm Todd Platts.
And I'm Matt Spielman.
And that's a wrap.
Jane, stop this crazy thing.